one I'm super pumped for. We got Shavkat Rakhmonov, and the guy's big, the guy's strong. He's fighting the young, hungry Ian Garry. Don't mind me here, my Maine Coon's giving me some serious issues. Hey. The Japanese kid, Kai Asakura, he's taking on Pantoja. But if I had to pick right now, okay, boys and girls, we're back again. Say hello to my new cat. It's a Maine Coon, and she doesn't have a name yet, but welcome back to Uncle Red's channel. Enough of the cat. Let's get serious. In today's video, we're talking about UFC 310, and I'm coming at you with my final predictions for the fights. Here we go. Let's start with PrizePicks. It's so simple. Go to the App Store, download PrizePicks. You can pick more or less on your favorite players in the NBA, NFL, NHL, and my favorite, MMA. It's pretty fun. You can pick more or less on takedowns. You can pick more or less on how long you think the fight's going to go, more or less on how many significant strikes are going to happen, and I'm going to give you guys some picks. Use code TIMBO when you sign up. For new users, place a $5 lineup, and they'll give you $50 instantly. It's pretty simple. Code TIMBO when you sign up, but I'm picking Bryce Mitchell. I'm going to pick more than 47.5 significant strikes. I think he's going to bounce around, crack Kron a couple times, but I also don't think he's going to be scared to go into Kron's guard. I think he's going to go into Kron's guard, and he's going to be able to punch him and beat on him. Kron's durable. Kron doesn't give up easy, so I think he's going to stick around, and I think Bryce Mitchell is going to have more than 47.5 significant strikes. Let's see what happens. Next up, we got Shavkat Rakhmonov. I'm going to pick more than 16.5 minutes of fight time. I think Ian Garry is pretty smart. He's pretty good with his footwork, and I think it's going to take a while for Shavkat to track him down, to cut him off, track him down, put him on the fence, and take him down. And Ian Garry's really good at staying at the end of his punches, boom, boom, pecking, and with good footwork. So I think it's going to go more than 16.5 minutes of fight time. Next one, we got Chase Hooper versus Clay Guida, and I think I'm going to pick more than 9.75 minutes of fight time. The only thing that makes me nervous is I know Chase Hooper, he's got a good high elbow guillotine. He's got a strong high elbow guillotine. Clay Guida's been around. He knows how to defend the guillotine. Chase Hooper's good on the ground. I think Clay Guida's gonna take him down, not be scared to scramble with him a little bit, but Clay Guida's strong, really dense, little durable wrestler who knows how to keep his hips square in the guard. He knows how to stay out of danger, posture when he needs to, and I think that fight's gonna go more than 9.75 minutes of fight time. Who knows? I've been wrong before, but I've been right before. So those are my picks. PrizePicks. Code Timbo when you sign up. Love y'all. Bye-bye. I'm going to do the four that are my favorite fights. We got Movsar Evloev. He's a clean 18-0. He's phenomenal at wrestling. He's phenomenal at jiu-jitsu. Brian Caraway, he's kind of had trouble with guys like that in the past. He fought Brian Caraway a long time ago, who's a good wrestler, jiu-jitsu guy, and Brian Caraway ended up beating him. And Movsar is a clean 18-0. In his absolute prime, he's 30 years old. The thing that makes me nervous here is Aljo. He's kind of talking about retirement. He's kind of talking about being burnt out, being done with it. He's got a plate in his neck. He's 35 years old. He's getting a little burnt out on fighting, but the guy's dangerous. He's very, very strong. He's very long. He's very good at wrestling, and especially wrestling against the fence. That changes the game for these guys. Once you pin someone against the fence and lock your hands under their butt, you take them down. They got to go to all fours to get up, and he's an expert back taker. He'll take your back and be in a body triangle the whole time. But if I had to pick right now, I think Movsar is going to be smart enough, and I think he's going to be able to negate Aljo when he tries to get into those wrestling exchanges. And I'm going to pick Movsar gets it done by decision. Okay? Next up, we got Kron Gracie versus Bryce Mitchell, Thug Nasty. And Kron has came off a couple losses where he just didn't look good. Cub Swanson really just beat the tar out of him. He moved to Montana, moved up into the woods. He just trains jiu-jitsu in the gi, and then he hits the bag for his training. And then he fought Charles Jourdain on the Aljamain Sterling Cejudo card, and Charles Jourdain just kind of really put a clinic on him. Well, don't mind me here. My Maine Coon's giving me some serious issues. Hey. And Charles Jourdain just kind of tuned him up. And there was a point where Kron got on his back and Charles was in his full guard, but Charles did a good job at just keeping his hips square and keeping his head right under his neck and just kind of stalled out that position. Because I tell you what, Kron Gracie is dangerous. The guy's dangerous. He's got a dangerous guard. And if he gets on your back, he's good chance he's putting you away if he gets on your back. Bryce Mitchell. And I think Bryce Mitchell's not going to be scared to go to the ground with him. Bryce Mitchell's smart enough. He's good enough of a grappler to get on top and know where he's in danger and know where he's not. This is Bryce's first fight back after he got clobbered by Josh Emmett. The hardest punch you can throw, duck your head, overhand right, and it landed clean on Bryce Mitchell's chin, and it put him out cold. I'm excited to see Bryce Mitchell back in action. I think Bryce Mitchell is going to get it done by decision. I think he's going to beat up Kron pretty good, but I think Kron's going to stick in there, show his heart like he always does, and Bryce Mitchell gets it done by decision. Next up, one I'm super pumped for, and I'm hoping it's not boring. We got Shavkat Rakhmonov, who is sitting at a clean 18-0, and the guy's big, the guy's strong, 6'1" from Kazakhstan, and he's got a hell of a resume right now. He submitted Jeff Neal, who's hard to track down, who's hard to take down. He submitted Neil Magny, who's very good, has very good cardio, and he submitted Stephen Thompson, another person who's hard to track down. But he's fighting the young, hungry Ian Garry, who's 15-0, 27 years old, and very confident. Very confident. He's coming off that win versus Michael Page, where he kind of switched up his game plan than he usually does, and he took him down. I do think Ian Garry's going to use his footwork, stay at range, and it's going to be a lot of Shavkat stalking Ian Garry down. And you've seen in the past, like Jeff Neal cracked Shavkat. Shavkat has got a chin. He does kind of put his head there in one spot, but it's going to be Shavkat trying to track him down. I do think Shavkat is going to be able to get a hold of him. He's trained with him before. He knows how slick Ian Garry is. So he's going to have to eat some shots to get in there, grab a hold of him. I think when he does get a hold of him and takes him down, I think Shavkat might be able to take him out. I'm picking Shavkat by submission. I've been wrong before, but I've been right before also, if you can believe that. And then we got the main event, the Japanese kid, Kai Asakura, who's coming off 2 wins, a good win in Rizin versus Juan Archuleta, who's a big, strong wrestler, used to be the Bellator champion. He's taking on Pantoja, and it's his UFC debut, and he's the headliner in Vegas. A lot of pressure. Pantoja's 34 years old now, and he's on a fat win streak of 6 wins. He's a good black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's strong. He's pretty short. He's 5'5". I do think Kai Asakura, he's going to come out and he's going to be springy and he's going to be dangerous those first 2 rounds. He has this really springy stance, and I think the moment's going to be big, but I think Pantoja is going to be durable enough and he's going to be able to pace himself enough to take Kai Asakura into the later rounds. I don't think there's going to be a finish in this fight. I've been wrong before, but I've been right before. I think Pantoja, with his experience in these big fights, I think Pantoja is going to get it done. I think he's going to have his emotions in check. Rizin, you go out, you walk out in Japan, people are quiet. The energy isn't quite the same as the UFC, especially UFC main event. The energy is so loud and it's just pumping in T-Mobile Arena. And I think Pantoja is going to be a little bit more used to that than Kai Asakura. And I think Pantoja is going to get it done by decision. So let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'm curious what you guys' picks are below. Tell me if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm right. Hit that like and subscribe button. We're almost to 200K. So thanks for watching. You know what? We got wartime. You know what that means. Flute time. We're on the brink of war. Heading out to Vegas tomorrow. UFC 310. Let's see what happens.